Hi folks, and welcome back for more Let's Play 3 Cards to Midnight. The story thus far. Jess remembers that the star box and amulet came from a peculiar man named Sydney, the owner of the Haven. Sydney claims to have known Jess's mother, Lila, for many years and hints that Jess is part of something much bigger than she can understand at the moment. After translating an old parchment, Jess realizes that she and her twin were named Yili and Sitara. Is Sitara Jess's real given name? Merriman, meanwhile, has tracked Ben and Lila to a secluded motel, but not only are they gone, the room is destroyed and bloody. The motel owner reports that the Sillaways were followed by at least 2 people. One, a man watching and waiting, the other, a young woman who looks a lot like Jess. Was the man Devin tell us? And what about the young woman? It couldn't be Jess's twin, could it? Finally, Jess flashes back to the night she spent alone on the boat on the night of her 30th birthday. In a vivid dream, Jess hears a woman sounding terrified or grief-stricken, and another voice of pure evil. Jess also has a vision of a horrifying encounter with someone, or something, that almost destroyed her. Was this a traumatic event that caused her to lose her memories? Or was it a vision of the future? So let's continue.
Is anything making sense at all to you?
Some of it. I understand now why my parents didn't want me to know about my past. But this stuff happened 30 years ago. Why are bad things happening now?
What about the woman that came to see your parents at the motel? The one who supposedly looked like you? Or the man the motel owner saw?
Could it have been my twin? But she's dead. Devin killed her. Didn't he?
That's a very good question. If he killed her twin, what was someone that looked a lot like her doing there? Oh well. So we now have 3 new cards. Wheel of Fortune, 8 of Swords, and 8 of Cups. And once again, the 8 of Swords we will have to save for last. But we can start out with the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is one of the few cards in the major arcana not centered on a human figure. This is because its center is above the realm of men, on a higher plane where the destinies of all are woven together. Unexpected encounters, twists of fate, changes in direction, repeating cycles. This is the energy of the wheel.
I'm back at the motel, where Merriman thought my parents had been tortured.
When is this?
I can't tell. The room is clean, so it's not on the day Merriman and I were there.
First impressions?
Definitely a connection to the tarot card, the Wheel of Fortune. Also, cups. And receiving news.
Okay, so you got Wheel, Cup, and News. And these actually are pretty short ones, which would normally make this a little bit more difficult since you have a lot of items to go through. But, as I am who I am and I already know where to go, we've got a flywheel. Let's see. I'm sure I'll find that in a minute. Oh, I thought I already knew where to go, but I do not. I hear some water for a water wheel. And a boat wheel. We've seen that reversed a few times, haven't we? There's a wheel lock. And wheel balance.
This memory of my parents, I'm not sure when it happened, but it's recent.
The wheel is turning, Jess. It all started when a PI came to the house asking questions about you. He wouldn't say why or who he was working for.
We lied to him about everything, but I don't think he...
What was this PI's name?
Merriman.
And he came to you?
Yes. And after he left, another man was following us, so we decided to leave town.
The man who was following you, you're sure it wasn't Devin Tellis?
No, I'd know if it was him, even after 30 years. This other man was much younger. He looked dangerous, like a killer.
If you're thinking about contacting Devin, don't. The man has gone totally insane.
Don't worry, Jess. We're gonna take care of things with Devin. We've agreed to meet him, and one way or another, we're gonna resolve this situation.
So Merriman was working, had met her parents before, huh? Maybe he was working for Taylor. She turned to Merriman for help, huh? No good can come of that. But anyway, now we have the word cup. Egg cup. The World Cup. Here's gold. Once again, we see Gold Cup returning. And a cupboard.
Something about the Five of Cups. The card that led to the crime scene. Seeing my parents there, I can't put it together. But I think Sydney knows what really happened.
Tell me how you saw your parents.
In a motel room.
Do you remember going there?
No, not that time. I'd been there before at the motel with Merriman, but this was... I don't know. I guess I don't know when it was, or how I got there. I couldn't have just dreamed it.
It wasn't a dream, Jess. You did go see your parents. It was real. But tell me, how do you think you got there?
Well, let's continue, shall we? With the news. News Hound. News Channel. Like a News Week. A newsletter. Hey, there's a hawk for News Hawk. And up here it looks like there's been a big leak. A big water stain. So, a news leak.
I need to find out what happened to my parents. I think this might have been the last time I spoke to them.
I wish we had better news for you, Jess. But I'm so glad you found us.
Though I don't know how you did it, just showing up out of the blue like
I
this.
had to see you both. You have no idea how worried I've been.
I love you, Jess. We couldn't love you more if you'd been our own flesh and blood. We'll always remember.
So what will you do now? Where will you go?
I'm not sure. There's a place we might go. If we do, we'll leave a trail for you to follow. Something only you will know.
You should go now. Take Daniel and fly somewhere far away. Hopefully this will all be over soon.
So they want her to leave. They think it's safe for her farther away. Maybe this puzzle will enlighten us
This was in
some
my
more.
parents' motel room. It looked like the one I'd found at their house, except this message wasn't from Gira. It was from someone with the initials DT. Devin Tellis?
And once again, the same instructions apply as last time. Click to rotate the stones. And in this case, we've got who is the doll? P-R-I-N-C-E or pawn? Question mark. Nip and pair. So you source, whoops, had it there for a second, to hold back, no, head back there for a second, the W-N.
Sounds like a message from someone who should be in an asylum. I think Devin Tellis found my parents.
Who is the doll prince or pawn? Nip and pare source to hold back the dawn. It's kind of a strange verse there. But so ends the wheel of fortune.